Shalom. All praises and glory go to the Most High Yehovah, Ba'asham, Yahushai, Ba'asham, Kakodash. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone, Apostle Tahar, Apostle Kabar, Apostle Rakah, Apostle Ramlab, and the Shalom to all the sincere Achim that are pushing this word in sincerity and in truth in the four corners of the earth. Before I continue, I want to say that the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans are the children of Israel that the Bible speaks about, the descendants of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, the chosen people of the Heavenly Father, and the people that live in the land of Israel today. They go back to the Khazarians, which go back to the biblical Amalekites, which is the chiefhead tribe of the nation of Esau, Edom, and the people that call themselves white, European, Caucasian, Australian, or American. They also go back to the nation of Esau, Edom. These videos are made to wake up our people, to lead them back to the Heavenly Father, because judgment is being passed upon the planet Earth, right? Now, we already have, how do you say that? We already see that we have more new wars like India and Pakistan, and it's in the end times, right? So that's what the scriptures talk about, man. But I'm not going to go into that today. I'm going to go into a topic that basically is we used to go into a lot actually back in the day, So then let's read this. Okay, so it says over here, Leviticus 15, right? And a lot of people don't even know about this actually. And the truth, of course, they do, but in the day-to-day life, Christians don't even bother with these type laws, right? So it says over here, and Yahweh spake unto Moses and to Aaron, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel, and say unto them, when any man hath a running issue out of his flesh, because of his issue he is unclean. Okay, so that's basically, if you have ejaculation, or you have a disease, sickness, and this. And I was actually talking to a friend of mine yesterday. He's actually in the world, but he knows about the Israelites kind of, but he's not really. He's already 62, man, so he's already set in his ways. But basically, he said he got this. How do you say that? Not the clap, but he got this sickness called in Holland they call it drip, because you be dripping, And he said, it's like it, man. He said it smelled so bad that you could. He's sitting in the living room. People could smell it in the bedroom, man. That's how bad it was. So, but now he said he used to hide it because as soon as he came home, he would enter the shower immediately, So, but that was when he was in the islands. He went to sleep with some Colombian prostitute, and that's how he got it. So, but anyway, just showing you that this is something that happens in the day-to-day life. That it's a disease that actually exists. So even back then they had these type of diseases. All right. So over here it says, and this shall be verse 3, and this shall be his uncleanness in his issue, whether his flesh run with his issue, or his flesh be stopped from his issue, it is his uncleanness. Every bed whereon he lieth that had the issue is unclean, and everything whereon he sitteth shall be unclean. And whosoever toucheth his bed shall wash his clothes, and bathe himself in water, and be unclean until the even. So over here, verse 4, every bed whereon he lieth that had the issue is unclean, and everything whereon he sitteth shall be unclean. And whosoever toucheth his bed shall wash his clothes, and bathe himself in water, and be unclean until the even. So it shows you that this is a very serious kind of matter, that you actually, there's certain things that happen spiritually, in the spiritual realm, that we don't know about. The Most High doesn't say these things for no reason, that we're supposed to wash ourselves with water. Another thing that I found out is that these old people, like 85 years and upward, they don't really wash with soap, man. Because I be working with people that are older. You know, that's a kind of off topic, but they don't wash with soap, and they kind of look young sometimes because they say soap sucks the moisture out of your skin. You understand? So a lot of them they just deal with the water alone. You know, and deodorant. Yeah, they didn't have that during the war or before the war. You know, these are all American type things that got introduced. But yeah, then if your diet is clean, you wouldn't really smell. But you know, the Native Americans used to have deodorant, I believe. So it's not nothing wrong with that. You know. Anyway, I just wanted to bring that up. Actually, okay. So for this is verse 6, and he that sitteth on anything whereon he sat, that had the issue, shall wash his clothes, and bathe himself in water, and be unclean until the even. And he that toucheth the flesh of him that had the issue shall wash his clothes, and bathe himself in water, and be unclean until the even. And if he that had the issue spit upon him that is clean, then he shall wash his clothes, and bathe himself in water, and be unclean until the even. And what saddle soever he rideth upon that had the issue shall be unclean. And whosoever toucheth anything that was under him shall be unclean until the even. And he that beareth any of those things shall wash his clothes and bathe himself in water, and be unclean until the even. And whomsoever he toucheth that had the issue, and had not rinsed his hands in water, he shall wash his clothes and bathe himself in water, and be unclean until the even. And the vessel of earth that he toucheth which had the issue shall be broken, and every vessel of wood shall be rinsed in water. And and when he that had an issue is cleansed of his issue, then he shall number to himself 7 days for his cleansing. And when he that had an issue is cleansed of his issue, then he shall number to himself 7 days for his cleansing, and wash his clothes and bathe his flesh in running water, and shall be clean. And on the 8th day he shall take to him 2 turtle doves or 2 young pigeons, and come before the Lord Yahweh unto the door of the tabernacle of the congregation, give them unto the priest. And the priest shall offer them, the one for a sin offering, and the other for a burnt offering. And the priest shall make an atonement for him before Yahweh for his issue. And if any man's seed of copulation go out from him, then he shall wash all his flesh in water, and be unclean until the even. And every garment and every skin whereon is the seed of copulation shall be washed with water, and be unclean until the even. The woman also with whom man shall lie with seed of copulation, they shall both bathe themselves in water, and be unclean until the even. And if a woman have an issue, and her issue is in her flesh be blood, she shall be put apart 7 days, and whosoever touched her shall be unclean until the even. So, and even in certain places in Africa, still this rule applies. Girls that are bleeding, they don't just go to school. They would stay away from school, man. You know, and you have Esau pushing this thing that it's bad, and it's oppression for women. You know, meanwhile it is opposite. It's something that shows you that what's clean and what's unclean. But Esau wants to make the things that are unclean clean, man. You see. Anyway, let's continue. Um, Verse 21, and whosoever toucheth her bed shall wash his clothes, and bathe himself in water, and be unclean until the even. And whosoever toucheth anything that she sat upon shall wash his clothes, and bathe himself in water, and be unclean until the even. Wait, verse 20. And everything that she lied upon in her separation shall be unclean. Everything also that she sitteth upon shall be unclean. And whosoever toucheth her bed shall wash his clothes, and bathe himself in water, and be unclean until the even. And whosoever toucheth anything that she sat upon shall wash his clothes, and bathe himself in water, and be unclean until the even. And if it be on her bed, or on anything whereon she sitteth, when he toucheth it, he shall be unclean until the even. And if any man lie with her at all, and her flowers be upon him, he shall be unclean 7 days, and all the bed whereon he lieth shall be unclean. And if a woman have an issue of her blood many days out of the time of her separation, which is, I believe, 7 days, or if it run beyond the time of her separation, all the days of the issue of her uncleanness shall be as the days of her separation, she shall be unclean. Every bed whereon she lieth all the days of her issue shall be unto her as the bed of her separation, and whatsoever she sitteth upon shall be unclean, as the uncleanness of her separation. And whosoever toucheth those things shall be unclean, and shall wash his clothes, and bathe himself in water, and be unclean until the even. So uncleanness is also a part of this truth, knowing that you ain't supposed to be around women that are unclean on that period, man. That ain't supposed to happen, because in the spiritual realm something happens. It's not for no reason that these women put menstrual blood in the food to break you mentally and spiritually, to have you docile and submit unto them on the left hand side, that is, but still it happens. So that shows you that that thing is something happens with that. So you ain't supposed to be around it, or but nowadays you have everything is messed up, man. So you don't even know when a woman is on her period, or they feel that they are able to do whatever they want. They ain't unclean, they still supposed to be able to do whatever. That all of that is gonna stop in the kingdom, man. Yahweh Tazal, the Most High, is gonna fix all of that, man. But until that time, we have to endure. So, and if any man lie with her at all, and flowers be upon him, he shall be unclean 7 days, and all the bed whereon he lied shall be unclean. And if a woman have an issue of her blood many days out of the time of her separation, or if it run beyond the time of her separation, all the days of the issue of her uncleanness shall be as the days of her separation, she shall be unclean. All right. Every bed whereon she lieth all the days of her issue shall be unto her as the bed of her separation. And whatsoever she sitteth upon shall be unclean, as the uncleanness of her separation. And whosoever toucheth those things shall be unclean, and shall wash his clothes, and bathe himself in water, and be unclean until the even. But if she be cleansed of her issue, then she shall number to herself 7 days, and after that she shall be clean. And on the 8th day she shall take unto her 2 turtles or 2 young pigeons, and bring them unto the priest to the door of the tabernacle of the congregation. And the priest shall offer the one for a sin offering, and the other for a burnt offering. And the priest shall make an atonement for her before Yahweh for the issue of her uncleanness. Thus shall ye separate the children of Israel from their uncleanness, that they die not in their uncleanness, when they defile my tabernacle that is among them. This is the law of him that hath an issue, and of him whose seed goeth from him, and is defiled therewith, and of her that is sick of her flowers, and of him that had an issue, of the man and of the woman, and of him that lied with her that is unclean. So with that, I'm going to say all praises and glory go to the Most High, Yehovah, Hashem Yahushai, double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone, that push this word in sincerity and in truth. This is 1 John 3:4. Whosoever committed sin transgresseth also the law, for sin is the transgression of the law. You see? So there's a bunch of laws in the Old Testament that some people don't even know about, man. Especially these, as the Gabar would say, wacky tacky Christians. But anyway, with that, shalom.